So on a different platform, I put a video about my thoughts on fly fishing, because I've been asked like why I don't use a fly rod, why I always use a spinning rod, and essentially, my answer came down to I respect both forms of fishing. I happen to use a spinning rod, and I got my reasons for that, but I have a lot of respect for fly fishermen. And I was getting comments from fly fishermen and spinning rod guys, fly fishermen, trying to convince me that fly fishing is in fact the superior form of fishing, and I'm doing it all wrong, and I need to get rid of my spinning rod. The spinning rod guys were trying to tell me I needed to pick a side and I needed to be loyal, that fly fishermen are in fact just a bunch of snobs, and that I need to not give them any credit. I even got called a soy boy for defending fly fishermen. As if there wasn't enough tribalism in our country at this moment. Like fishing has to be partisan somehow. It's just ridiculous. It makes me frustrated, really, that something as beautiful as being outdoors, fishing, is partisan. I use a spinning rod because it's what I've always done, and I don't want to pay money for extra gear, fly fishing gear. I use a spinning rod because I can cover more water than I can with a fly rod. I can cast further. I can bushwhack and be up against rocks like I am now, and up against brush, and I can still cast. I can send my lure or my bait deeper, and so I can cover so much more water with a spinning rod. That's why I use a spinning rod. However, there's been plenty of times where I wish I could have just tied on a fly and floated a fly over a small section of water, as opposed to having to come up with some sort of Frankenstein rig at the end of my line made up of various weights and barrel swivels and floats, just to float something on a spinning rod. And there's been times where I wished I could have just, popped the fly in and out of a hole without having to, cast and retrieve and cast and retrieve. And so there's times where I wish I'd had a fly rod. So I guess the moral of the story is if you're a fisherman, what kind of fisherman do you want to be? Do you want to be the kind of fisherman that just sticks to the same old, or do you want to be well-rounded? There's something to be said about being a Renaissance fisherman. And so, I've got a lot of interest and I got a lot of respect in and for fly fishing. I just use a spinning rod because it's what I know and I find it more effective most of the time. It's like I said before, if anyone wants to donate a fly rod, heck, I'll give it a try. And for all y'all in my comments saying that fly fishing is art and using a spinning rod is trash, man, you're the reason that non-fly fishermen think that fly fishermen are snobs, and I know that to not be true, because I know enough fly fishermen. And for those of you guys saying that I need to go to battle, I need to pick a side and stick with it, that I need to somehow defend using a spinning rod, can we just enjoy fishing, enjoy being outside? As long as how you are fishing is not illegal, I don't care how you fish. Let's just go fishing. Speaking of spinning rod, I bought a newer model of the Okuma Avenger that I normally use on my rod. It is significantly heavier, and so my balance is all off. I feel like such a dork. Like, I feel like this is my first time using a spinning rod. Like, I'm just learning how to fish. You know, I'll pick a spot where I want my lure to go, and I'll either, you know, overcast by 10 yards or undercast by 10 yards. Feels like the first time I went fishing. I'll get used to it.